There are a lot of concerns. Now is not the time, maybe, but I will not go into depth. Minister of National Security, Homeland Security, Minister of Defense, AG. And there are concerns about what's happening in our region. And I ask you, let not your heart be troubled. Do not fear, because Kamala is here. Do not fear. Do not fear. So while you're worrying about the radar, I want you to know every one of you is on my radar. Every one of you is on my radar because I'm looking out for you. So you worry about radar and you worry about Venezuela. Don't worry. And I'll tell you something, you know. I think it's the height of hypocrisy and unkindness that there are people in our country who want to fight the Americans. Tonight, I say it again, I stand in bilateral relationships with the United States of America. They are amongst these trading partners, one. They are our largest partner in terms of millions of dollars trade between us. With Venezuela, we have 0.000 trade. With the United States, Minister of Trade, are you here? Kennedy, you may know. Millions of dollars in trade. And you know something else? I don't think people know this. Over 350,000 trillions hold U.S. Over 350,000 Tobagonians hold what? A U.S. visa. Why? Because people like to go and visit the United States. How many of you going to other parts of the world? I won't name where. Over 350,000, you know what? Check down out. Over 350,000 Chinese. And use this visa not to travel once, use it multiple times. Several times some people travel. So why are you bad-mouthing the people? You want people country, but you want to bad-mouth them. Isn't that hypocrisy from some? And careful, you don't end up like Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, who bad-mouthed in the U.S., and guess what happened? All their visas restricted now. They've cut their visas. Which Trini wants to cut their visas, so behave yourself. Understand where our help comes from. Understand who could protect and defend Trinidad and Tobago. Right now, there's only one country in the world can do it. They have the money, they have the equipment, they have the assets. And Trinidad and Tobago first. I thought I would share that with you, but it goes further. Over 250,000 Trinis live in the United States. You understand? 250,000 Trinis regularized across there live there. And Trinidad, apart from the 350,000 holding U.S. visas, you have about 20,000 Trinis who are dual citizens, meaning U.S. and Trinidad and Tobago. So what's the problem? So it's all well and good to take the people visa and go to Florida and shop and go wherever and shop. Huh? So just leave the people alone. Leave them alone. Because I don't want a single Trini or Tobagonian to lose their U.S. visa. If it happens, it won't be because of me. We remain in with the United States of America. With that, and let's continue to prosper together. If any attack Trinidad and Tobago, who think will stand up to defend us? I know Phyllis once said, "You're not coming here, child. You're not coming here." They are too far away. They may come with your hearts and with your love, but they're too far away. So right 7 miles away is one country, and a few more miles is. So we have to depend on any defense assets and military might and power. Where is it? USA. Like them or don't like them, that's not the issue. Is who will give us the best to put TNT safely and to put TNT first. So, Mr. Roger, I hope you got the memo. I hope all of you got the memo tonight. Let's stay together, united, and let's have a very blessed and joyful.
Right? Ocean Duck, Cage Man, that I'm make no scene. Oh well. Tell them make no scene. Don't make no fucking. No scene. Cage Man, that I'm make no scene. Oh well. Tell them make no scene. Don't make no fucking. No scene, right? Oh well. Tell them they go
was found. They murdered, they created genocide by polluting the Indians with smallpox, with the blankets they gave them to help them. Then they made treaties, and they broke every treaty. This is the history. Every country that went in under the guise of help. Mexico, they made a trade deal. They made them poor. Philippines, every country. They went in to Hawaii. Then they want to trade. Exactly what imperialistic English did to the rest of the world. What's the real reason for the Venezuelan crisis? They're not interested in drugs. Any fool will say those boats cannot even reach Jamaica with the amount of gas they had. So how Trump interdicting drugs or taking drugs to America? No, they had to refill about 20 times or 200 times with those small containers they have to reach America. They kill innocent people. Why? Let me tell you why. The reason they gave sanction, because they didn't have a puppet government in Venezuela. Venezuela is going through a hard time because it's sitting in the largest oil deposit in the world. And guess what? We are getting oil and gas from that. Now, what they really want to do is go in there and steal the oil. You know why they're angry with Iran? Do you know why this so-called Israel is in Israel? They're not Israelites. They're Zionists. People wake up and understand what's really going on in the world. America is the biggest terrorist and thief in the world. Yes, this is what the facts and the history says. They want to go in there and steal the oil and gas. And I say thank God for China and Russia. Because America will go in there now. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, Senior Counselor, Honorable Prime Minister. I don't know who is giving you advice, but whoever is giving you advice needs to be put before a firing squad and shot. Hear what I'm saying? The person who is advising our Prime Minister to support America in terrorism against a sovereign nation should be put in front of a firing squad and shot, because they're putting everyone in Trinidad in harm's way. I love you, Madam PM. You're the most wonderful Prime Minister our country have ever seen. However, that moron that's advising you, that idiot, that greedy fool who is collecting our sidekick from certain people who print money and can give away, they are putting every good Trinidadian in harm's way. Do you know that every Venezuelan over the age of 18 who is in Trinidad here was trained by the Venezuelan army? Do you know that it takes them not long for a 7-mile journey from Tocopita to Trinidad? Do the maths. Do the maths, people. Do you know that certain previous government ministers were sleeping with 5 and 10 Veni women so the gangs and the drug lords can bring in arms and ammunition and drugs in this country? My dear Prime Minister, have you considered these facts? That should the Venis, who are trained military operatives, decide to arm every Venezuela or half of them in Trinidad, your little defense force, your little bit of policemen cannot stop these Venezuelans from creating chaos in our wonderful twin island. Did you consider this, Madam Prime Minister? Did that fool who is advising you, I don't care what's his name, that idiot who is advising you and telling you America is about getting rid of drug law, did they lie to you? Yes, they lied to you. They're not about drug law. They're about regime change or government change because they want to steal the oil, the gas, the gold, the water, the timber, and all the other minerals that they have in Venezuela. This is the modus operandi since they became a nation. After World War II, have you considered, Prime Minister, how many illegal wars America have been involved in? All under lies of weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Other bullshit. In Afghanistan, they got their ass whooped. They lied and went into Vietnam. Did you know that, Madam Prime Minister? That they shoot their own boat to create a hole as an excuse to go in Vietnam and Korea? Do you know they believe in a certain doctrine where the sacrifice for the few is for the greater good of the many? We are the few, Madam Prime Minister. They will sacrifice our island under lies and pretexts to go to steal the oil and the gas and the gold in Venezuela. Are you willing to ruin your whole legacy that you worked so hard to build for an idiot and a moron like Trump? Yes, he's the president of the United States, but he's an idiot. He's a greedy, scheming, scamming hypocrite. He's only concerned about lining his own pockets with aircraft gift and billions of dollars in gifts to his son and son-in-law and family and friends. He's not a genuine man. I told people support Trump. Now I wonder if that's the real Trump or a clone. Madam Prime Minister, people of Trinidad and Tobago, wake up. Because this will not end well with Trinidad and Tobago. I want you to think about it. Every adult, male and female, from the time they was 15, 16, and 17 years old, they did 3 years training in the Venezuelan army. There's a lot of lieutenants and colonels and sergeants in Trinidad working in the construction field. I met them, I know them. And every one of them was trained. How many of our Trinidad people were trained to even take up a cutlass and chop somebody to defend themselves? None. These people are trained how to kill. Are you aware of all of this, Madam Prime Minister? Are you putting every Trinidadian down in the countryside who don't have a gun to defend themselves? Because our good government decided the bandits must have all the modern weapons, but we can't defend ourselves. I applied for a gun 27 years now, never got replied. But we want to go up. When you support America in this, you are directly and indirectly saying to Venezuela, we want to destroy you so America can steal your oil, your natural gas, your gold, your water, your timber, and every other mineral that they can find. Madam Prime Minister, wake up. And we the people of Trinidad need to protest. My heart, my life, my soul is supporting UNC. My heart, my life, my soul is supporting you, Kamala Prasad. But you see this nonsense you get on with? You see this jackassness and this dotishness? You're supporting that thief that work people in construction and never pay them for a little fault. That's the man they call the President of the United States of America. This is not me talking. This is facts. You can go in the courts in America and see it. This man is not right in the head. Anyway, I already cursed America and they're on a downturn. And there's no being in heaven or earth that can save them. There's no economy and no amount of print of money that can stop them and Israel from being destroyed. Madam Prime Minister, I strongly beg you and I urge you to consider all the facts before you endanger the people of Trinidad and Tobago by supporting a crazy, and I'm going to use the word regime in the White House. When they want to condemn a country, they call them a regime, even though they're duly elected by the people. This people called the USA is not a democratic country, Madam Prime Minister. They're the biggest terrorists in the world, and the world is waking up to these facts. Are we in Trinidad going to support terrorism to our next door neighbor? We have over 250,000 Venis here. Over 150,000 of them is trained military. How much people we have in our military, Madam Prime Minister? 20,000? Think about what I'm saying. They can have a gunload of arms and ammunition reach Trinidad in less than an hour. What do we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to defend ourselves? We, the righteous citizens, don't even have access to firearms. Not even defend ourselves against the crooks that is Trinidad born and grown. Madam Prime Minister, you are putting the entire nation at risk with this reckless move by the advisor. Whoever is that advisor should be jailed. Anyway, I say my piece. I may not be big in your party, but I'm telling you, Madam Prime Minister, this will destroy the great legacy of. I want you to consider this. I want you to consider this and rethink our stance. I support you when you say you want to get rid of the drugs and the cartels, but America just know you go buy that. They're not interested in drugs. That DEA push the biggest set of drugs. Imagine a DEA plane crash in Colombia with over 10 tons of cocaine. Where it going? America is what? As evidence? Answer this, Madam Prime Minister. Don't believe what I say. Look it up. Stop putting our lives in danger, Madam Prime Minister. I'm in Penal, which is now rightly called Toco Penal. Your office is in Penal. There's more Spanish after 5 in the evening in Penal Junction than Trinidadians. Wake up, you're putting we in Penal at risk. Imagine Penal no longer Penal, it's called Toco Penal. There's a reason. You are never here to see it. I don't go Penal after 5, 6 in the evening for this reason. Because when I've any run here, all of them name Jose and all of them Mary. Who you going to tell the police? Jose rob you? Who is Jose? Which one? There's over 10,000 police no name Jose. Which one them rob you? Madam Prime Minister, consider the safety of our people, please. Reconsider this. I am disgusted when I see CIA agents, American warplanes, terrorism plane landing in our airports. I'm disgusted to the bone. Anyway, people, all wake up. Advise your MP this is not a good move. We don't have the skills, physical training to combat these Venezuelans that are soldiers from the Venezuelan army. You think when Venezuela get attacked and their family get killed, they're going to smile and say, well, we're sorry? No, they're going to take it out on the neighbors. They're going to take it out on you and me, people. Wake up and talk to your MP. Talk to you later. Have a nice day.
So a lot of people went and voted for the UNC because of this whole Axie tax notion that you all were campaigning on. I know 7 months in office after winning the election, all I'm seeing is tax, and more tax. What happened to Axie tax? What happened to no new taxes will be implemented? Because that's what you all campaign on, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you this. A lot of UNC supporters, they're disgruntled. They're not happy with the direction that this UNC government is taken presently. They're not happy at all. Bet your bottom dollar they're not. So what exactly are you all doing? Hell, you all even doubling down on traffic fines. You all double up every single thing. I voted UNC because you all said that you were going to done away with the demerit point system. You all said that no more taxes, Axie tax. But that's not what I'm saying. These new fines that you all have is even worse than the demerit point system is. And a lot of UNC people, a lot of people who voted for the UNC, they're now asking to get their vote back because they didn't vote for that. I didn't vote for that. All I'm seeing is tax. So you guys sure that you all were talking about Axie tax or tax the tax? Because you're even taxing the tax right now. That's how ridiculous it is. And don't give me this bullshit about PNM and PNM this and PNM that. We voted this UNC government to make our lives better. To do things that the PNM didn't do to seek the interests of the people and make living conditions a little bit better. Not tax the life out of us like the PNM did. We got rid of the PNM for that exact reason. And I saw on one of those Remove the UNC group that they say that UNC will never see office in Trinidad and Tobago ever again after this 5 years? That's a good possibility if you all keep on this track. Trust me on that one.
So attempt number 2. As you all would have seen a little piece earlier. What is the present and future state of our country? I did a small video yesterday about Burger King. Have a list for $70 for a number 3 burger, $70 for a burger. But when they bill you $80. It's like, what kind of robbery is this? And then trying to give you bullshit excuse. I don't mind the $10. I give away hundreds of dollars to charity. But it's the matter of principle. So let me introduce myself. To those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Robbie Enterbany. I have a doctorate in theology and divinity. I'm the guy who introduced computers to Pinal back in 1992 in Kamla Prasad Bises's office. I am one of the founding members of the Penal Debate Chamber of Commerce. I have gotten from society and I've given back to society. So, let me start with this now. Let me help you understand where we are and where we're going. And why I say Kamla doing crap. But before I just do the condemnation with people who just to get ratings, let me compliment the government and not condemn, but evaluate where they are. I want to commend Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa on giving out the laptops. However, there is a school in the country. But the gesture is good. I want to ask them, they say when UNC win, all are we win. Tell us how we win, Madam Prime Minister. You're gaslighting the people. People vote for you because you say no tax, ask the tax. Yet you come, the poor man's struggling. I'm a contractor. We can't get work. When you get work, sometimes you get pay. People struggling. I know a lot of workers looking for work. When they get a $2, right? They want to buy a grocery, they want to drink. I'm a pastor too, by the way. But let me deal with reality. You raise white, you raise punching, you raise all the alcohol. Tell me how when you win, they win. You say no property tax, but now you want to pretend that you care about the people. You make tickets $45,000. Let me tell you what that is. That's dictatorship, and that's robbery and gaslighting the population. That's utter bullshit. Call it what it is. I never get a contract under you. You say when you win, all are we win. I believe in you. I support you. But when people talking the truth against the party, here what happened with Dotish UNC supporters. Oh, you're anti-UNC. No, I'm anti-bullshit. I'm anti-lies. I'm anti-robbery. Get it right, people. This situation with Venezuela and Trinidad. Madam Prime Minister, when you win, all are we win. You are putting all our lives in danger. I'll tell you why again. You read the post Donald Trump said last night. He telling you exactly what I said. It's not about drugs. Nobody give a rat's ass about drugs in your country. These people, these Americans are so blatant in their robbery and their banditry. He's now claiming on his post that the oil in Venezuela, the land and all the resources belong to America. This is what they have done all over the world. The British Empire did not die. Those bastard thieves did not die. They just moved to America. Imagine you watch the next man country. You want to blockade them and stop the tankers because you sanction it by global law. That's robbery. And I'm not anti-American. I'm anti-bullshit, anti-lies, and anti-theft. Some people will say, well, the man probably seen an idea, but this is an international stage. If you cannot sit and you're putting the whole world. Madam Prime Minister, let me tell you what's going to happen with we and Venezuela. Trump and I'm going to use we as a proxy. Do you know what is a proxy war, Prime Minister? It looks like you understand how it works. All wars, whether it was Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Libya, these were proxy wars. In case you don't understand how proxy wars go, let me tell you how it goes. America and Russia fighting, but they don't fight no war in their country. They go to some little stupid country like Trinidad and Tobago to fight for the oil for Venezuela. When they finish and they make up, do you know what happened to Trinidad, Madam Prime Minister? You wouldn't have a Port of Spain. You wouldn't have a port. You wouldn't have a Point Lisas. You wouldn't have a San Fernando. Is that what you want for our country? Because that is exactly what you're doing. Here what you telling me. You think the people of Trinidad and Tobago are so stupid. Listen in, Prime Minister. The drugs coming in through Maruga. It's coming in through Bonsi Trace. It's coming in through Mondiablo. Coming in through Queenam. Coming in through Los Heroes. Coming through Icacas. Coming through San Fernando and Port of Spain. But you put in a radar in Tobago. Tell me how a radar in Tobago stopping the drugs from coming in Los Heroes. You make a big drug bus, but the boat has no engine. So they have $171 million in drugs, and they forget to put an engine worth 50,000 TT. Are we the people of Trinidad and Tobago so stupid, Madam Prime Minister? You tell them we are radar in Tobago in a mountain, seeing a boat inside the swamp. Listen to me. All you UNC supporters who so dotish and who so blinded by racialism and by party politics, get your head out of your asses. This is our country, our future. For me, it's not about
scene, right? Ocean Duck? Cage man, tell them to make no scene then.
Oh, well.
Tell them to make no scene. Cage man, tell them to make no scene then.
Oh, well.
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Am I live? Is this shit on? Can you hear me? Audio check, 1 2 1 2. Assuming my audio is good, welcome to the Slimy Show, everyone. Broadcasting on the Workers' Right platform. Do give me a like and subscribe if you like the content that I'm about to bring to you tonight. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you get alerts to when I'm live. So all right, I'm on the warpath tonight. I'm pissed off. I'm in a bad mood. So I'm about to. We're gonna call this a deportation stream tonight because the shit I'm about to say will get me in some trouble. All right, hit the like and subscribe, share with your friends. We're about to get dirty tonight. So first off, on the chopping block tonight is my partner, my co-host, my amigo Renaissance Jeffrey. So Renaissance put out a video last night. Alright. Now you guys know I'm partnered with the Workers' Right 868 platform. And as partners, it's my job to pull up my mate when I think he's doing a piss poor job or pushing a message that I disagree with or goes against the well-being of the masses, the workers, the 99%, me and you. And here on the Slimy Show and the Workers' Right platform, we support the 99%. We support the working agenda of the 99%, the working class. We're not here to play along with the fuckery that's going on with this government on the both sides, PNM and UNC. So when my partners step out of line, it is my job as a leader to pull them up. So Renaissance brother, you made this ball washing Lick Bamsey video to Penelope Beckles last night. So most of you who already subscribed to the Workers' Right platform saw this video. Let's see if I can switch screens now. Alright, let's see if I can build this up. So, Penelope Beckles, the leader of the opposition, the leader of the PNM, put out this video yesterday. The first thing that you notice when you look at the video is the comments are turned off. Let that sink in. A politician, the one you are praising for her brave demands for transparency, posts a video, and the very first act she does is to silence the people that she claims to represent. She blocks, bans, prevents the responses of the citizens before anything even happened. And you just glossed over that, Mr. Renison. Like, oh, it's cool, nothing to see here. But what does that tell us? What information do we gain from a leader who posts a performance and then bolts the door behind her? It tells us everything her scripted words are trying to hide. It tells us her conversation is a monologue. Her accountability is a one-way street. Her transparency is a stained glass window. She wants you to see the light she chooses to let you see through, while your voice just echoes unheard on the outside. She demands answers from others while building a digital wall against answering you. She wants you to hear her questions, and heaven forbid she hears yours. That's not transparency, that's a press conference. That's not a revolution, that's public relations. Oh God, I don't even have to freaking transition up. So here we go. Next slide.
Hey, my name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform.
So listen to this ball washing.
We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. In the midst of this growing crisis that is taking place within our country, the only person that I would have seen come to the forefront is Penelope Beckles. When Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have disregarded the plights of the citizens, this message here was sent out by Penelope Beckles. And this message, I endorse it 100%.
Fellow citizens, we deserve better. This is not simply about the issue of a radar installation. It's a matter of governance. Since coming into office, this government has displayed a pattern of poor communication and shifting explanations that have only deepened confusion and undermined public trust. The people of Trinidad and Tobago deserve better. We are clear that there may be times when national security matters must remain confidential to ensure that responses to crime and criminal activity are not compromised. But the citizens of the Republic must never be misled. Nor should we be left with the impression that those entrusted with authority are not being truthful. This matters because national security cannot rest on secrecy alone.
So this thing, this is something that is pissing me off with these politicians in Trinidad. All of a sudden, within the past years, you've started to hear this term, national security. This is like one of these catchphrases they adopted from the United States when the government wants to hide secrets from the people. They bring up this whole national security bullshit. What is really happening right now with this government in charge is they are involved knee deep in a regime change operation against Venezuela. Let's stop glossing over. Like Penny would come up to you talking about, oh, we want to know what's going on. We want to know what's going on. But Penny actually knows what the fuck is going on. She is a member of government. She has a copy of the Status of Forces Agreement, so she could go out and speak clearly to the people on what exactly is going on. What rules are supposed to be taking place. She knows all this stuff, right? But she wants to come out to you, to the people, and say, oh, we have questions. We want to know what's going on. Why don't you grow some balls and speak clearly like your leader Keith Rowley tried to signal to you guys a few months ago that Trinidad is involved in a regime change operation against Venezuela. The only politician I have heard so far that's come out and mentioned regime change is Keith Rowley. And he took the time and he made a press conference and he sent a signal out to you members of the PNM that this is what is going on. And if Trinidad is involved in regime change, we now become the enemy of Venezuela. Nothing else that is happening right now in Trinidad politics fucking matters. You have a fucking election in Tobago. This should be the what is forefront and in your face right now. What is happening with Venezuela? You see the government in front of your eyes looting the bank, thieving left, right, and center, selling assets, getting rid of stuff, like trying to bail out, and you guys are just sitting there on your benches, on your beds, watching me on your fucking TV and say, oh my God, that's so unfortunate that's happening. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Penelope Beckles knows what the fuck is going on. And she's not speaking out. And Renison Jeffrey, you come out and you co-sign this bullshit video that Penny made. It's just very upsetting to me. It shows like you lack testicular fortitude here by supporting that this shit this woman is doing.
Nor can it rest and survive on political mockery. Trust is essential. Trust is built when a government speaks plainly, honestly, and consistently.
Penny is part of the government.
People. A strong nation does not fear informing its citizens. A strong nation understands that people are partners in safeguarding sovereignty. As leaders, our duty is not only to protect this country, but to respect it. To ensure that never again do the people of Trinidad and Tobago have to piece together the truth after the fact. There are still serious questions that demand answers. Why do we
Listen
need
to
a
this
radar
bullshit video from this woman.
in Tobago? Was the December 11th...
What questions are there that left to be answered that this woman cannot provide the answers to? She cannot come out clearly to the people. Up to a few weeks ago, she was still with this drug board bullshit, right? Going along with the narratives that the UNC government is pushing onto you people, messing with your heads, delaying time, like all of this stuff. This whole SOE that you guys have, you should understand by now that this SOE is to facilitate what is happening right now between the United States and Venezuela. The UNC government was told to keep the people silent, keep the people compliant, institute an SOE so they can't get out into the fucking streets and protest, because you guys are so weak, are so stupid that you don't see what is going on. You see freaking military aircraft going in and out of your country every fucking day. You have a military targeting radar. That radar that is in the Tobago airport is a military installation for military purposes to detect freaking missiles coming in and out of the zone. And one of the primary purposes of that radar is to guide missiles into Venezuela. That is what it is used for. When there's GPS jamming that is going on that Venezuela is currently doing, because I don't know if you guys may have felt this in Trinidad yet, like your GPS and sometimes your services would go out. That is because Venezuela is actually conducting GPS jamming so that any missiles that are coming will be disrupted. So one of the purposes of that radar installation in Tobago is to avoid the GPS jamming, so that signals from that radar, so any missiles that come in will be taking signals from that radar installation. That is what it is there for. It is not there to detect no fishing boats. And I can't believe you people are so stupid to believe that a radar installation in Tobago would pierce the northern range and detect a freaking $177 million of marijuana in the Caroni swamp. That was a staged operation. That was a plant. That was done there for PR purposes to fuck with you guys' heads. And you guys are buying it. You know what? What is so good right now? What you guys actually in Trinidad have a chance to actually give a lash to Kamala, and what she's doing is this Tobago election that's coming up right now. You guys in Tobago have a chance to actually fucking lash back and say that you disagree with what is happening in this government right now, with this coming up in the election. I will dig into Farley a little later on, but right now we still focus on Renison and this bullshit that he did with Penny here. Let's finish up this video.
Drug bust, in fact, connected to this radar. Who holds the information and intelligence related to its operation? If the radar did not assist in that seizure, why were we told that it did? And ultimately, how does this radar truly serve the security interests of Trinidad and Tobago? The nation deserves clarity. The nation deserves honesty. And the nation deserves leadership that informs, not obscures.
Hello?
We demand
Yes.
answers.
Now, the message that you would have heard was
What is
one
your problem?
of unity. Now, if we let Farley Augustine back into office again, we will not only bring about the end of Trinidad and Tobago, but our vital lifeline will be destroyed. We cannot allow Farley Augustine to be there one day longer. But democracy have its process. So let's start with Farley Augustine and vote him out. And let's deal with David Thomas and Joel Sampson. These two persons are there just occupying space and collecting a salary whilst doing it.
All right.
We must put a stop to that. This synergy between Farley Augustine and the United National Congress, who we have seen that is not for the people, they need to go. And we have to start this process. We need to start this process, a matter of fact, on the 12th.
But more interestingly, while the Chief Secretary in Tobago is telling our fishermen, don't go further than 2 miles out in the ocean.
Mic check.
Something happening out there that's dangerous to you. While here in Trinidad, our fishermen in the South Coast are afraid to go into the water. While anybody in the Caribbean in a pleasure craft is a target, possible target that could be wiped out.
All right. So Penny still out of her weak mouth can't come out to say that the Trinidad and Tobago government is involved in regime change operations against Venezuela, right? Keith Rowley made this video about a month ago. And what I should have signaled if I was a member of the PNM and wait, is Keith Rowley still the leader of the PNM? This right here, this video that Mr. Rowley made should have been taken by members of his government as marching orders from thenceforth. Once Keith Christopher Rowley mentioned the words regime change, as he was the first one in this video right here that I'm about to play, everybody in the PNM should have had fall in step with that. There should be no questions, no notice questions like what Penny just presented in that last video. Oh, we want to know what's going on. We want to know why the government is doing this. We want to know what is going on. Penny should be, I don't know if you guys understand what war, the consequences of war are. You guys are not on X. If you're on Facebook, you have no idea what the fuck is going on. When a country is used as a proxy against another in the war, there's no good things that come out of that. The United States cannot protect us. The United States cannot protect you from Venezuela. If you've been paying attention, what was it? There was this national security pronouncement that came out what was it, last week, where the United States they admitted defeat against Russia and everything that's happening in the Middle East. So now they're going to focus their efforts to the Caribbean and gaining strength in the Caribbean. So after United States losing on the battlefield, militarily on the battlefield, they're now turning to weaker countries where they could try to exert dominance. But I'm about to tell you guys that the United States Army military is so bad that they cannot defeat Venezuela. They cannot prevent, if whatever Venezuela decides to do militarily cannot be stopped by the United States. All of those battleships that might fear you, that might make you afraid right now. All of those are just targets to Venezuela. Yes, the United States can inflict punishing damage against a country via their rockets and the missiles or whatever, but once an attack happens on Venezuelan soil that will be aided by Trinidad, there's no stopping the response of the Venezuelan military. And this is a war that will end all wars. This will be the war that will end in the military defeat of the United States. Vietnam 2.0.